Guys, welcome to Anime TMZ Talks channel. In this video we are going to talk about that what are the importance of war art. This is not only the part 1, this is the only part 1 I am going to make. There is a part 2, but before that, if you watch this video till the end and if you like that video till the end, please subscribe to my channel and please share them to your friends. And the first important thing that happened is the good relation between and the Kurama. Kurama is a very much important part of the Naruto, and this could only be possible because of the war arc. Because during that war arc, when Kurama saw the ghost of the Uchiha, he was literally freaking out, seeing that dangerous guy he had ever faced, and with that he allowed Naruto to use all his powers as far as Naruto wanted. And I think that is how Kurama suddenly started becoming closer to Naruto, and as far as time started spending, the relationship between Kurama and Naruto became so much good that after Sasuke and the Iruka sensei, I think that he was the most closest one to Naruto till now, because Kurama was a very much important and he helped Naruto in many fights until that time when that badass Ishiki came and Kurama had to sacrifice himself using that Baryon mode on Naruto. And the next important thing that happened in the war arc is the history of the whole Naruto. We know that Naruto was a very much mysterious anime from the start, but 90% or maybe the 80% of the mysteries were opened in it during that whole war arc, because during that war arc there was different types of things that were shown, like even the history of Naruto, how was ninja created, who was the first Uchiha, or maybe who was the first Senju, how was Senju created, how was this chakra gone into this world, who was the most powerful ever, who was the six paths of sage, and there are other things like that, different types of backstories of people and even the dreams of some people, plus even how much powerful the five Kages can be if they together come, and even if there are many other powerful characters to be shown. Plus also there was a lot of time where using that Edo Tensei, a lot of powerful shinobi who were from the old times were also shown in the Naruto during this war arc, which was very important. And the next important thing, that is the introduction to all the Jinchurikis. We know that Jinchurikis are one of the most important part of Naruto, but if you talk about me, this is the most important part that happened in the war arc. Before the war arc, we could anyhow know two of them, and if you did not skip fillers like me, you could have known three of them. But still there were a lot of people who were not being seen by this, and I think that these type of pupils were seen during that whole war arc, and there was no chance of seeing them if this war arc did not happen, because at that time Kurama became his friends, and as Naruto was a friend with Kurama, he was able to talk to other tailed beasts, and other tailed beasts were able to talk with Naruto. Plus also there was some other things like the powers of all the other Jinchurikis, plus what are the other tail beasts and how many tail beasts are there were also revealed in this whole war arc 1. And the next important and the most important thing is who was that disturbing masked guy. We know that Tobi was a very much disturbing from the start if we talk about that, but he became really very much interesting and very much disturbing when it came to the history of him, because this masked man literally disturbed Minato in his whole fight with Kurama. Plus also this masked guy was the only cause why Akatsuki was formed, and plus he was the only remaining member. Plus he also took the Rinnegan from Nagato. We could not even tell that who this masked guy was. He was literally disturbing throughout the world, like literally disturbing and fighting with Naruto and kicking his ass without any problems in his maybe best form, but still the hero of the village was beaten by Tobi without any problems and in an easy way. That shows that how much important this was for revealing the face of this Tobi, and this Tobi's face was revealed during that war arc where his face was revealed. And the next important and the most important thing is the another sage modes. We know that there are not only one sage mode in the whole world, there are some also other sage modes, like if you talk about that, only frog sage mode does not appear. There are some other sage modes like the snake sage mode, plus the Sage modes like the snake sage mode and the wood sage mode were very much important to be appeared, and that was also seen like the sage mode by the Kabuto was seen in that war arc where he was trying to help that man who was known as Tobi at that time, and also the sage mode of Hashirama was also revealed in that war arc, seeing that that was a very much important case because nobody could understand that if there is anyone Senju, how can anyhow beat a Madara Uchiha who is an Uchiha without any special powers, only with Widen Jutsu that cannot be possible. But this sage mode showed us that why was that possible for Hashirama to beat Madara. And the next and the most important thing about the Uchihas is the Izanagi and Izanami. We know that Izanagi and Izanami are one of the most unforbidden jutsu in that whole Naruto world. These forbidden jutsu are literally among the Uchihas, and this is so much powerful that they are one of the ones which can make you alive again. Izanagi is the jutsu that helps you to make one of your eyes blind and then make you immortal. Whereas Izanami makes you also lose one eye, by this time Izanami is such a powerful jutsu that it can even beat Izanagi. Like literally without any problems, this Izanagi was being beaten by this Itachi without any problems because Izanami lets you being in an infinite Tsukiyomi, and when anyone regrets their works, then only the Izanami would be stopped. And the next thing, the important thing is the real powers of the first Hokage and the second Hokage. We know that the real powers of first Hokage and second Hokage was never shown. There was only a slight powers of them which were shown in that fight with Hirozen. Like literally in his Edo Tensei, they were not able to use the most of the powerful things they could use. Like Hashirama could not even use that sage art of himself, plus Tobirama could not also use some things like the flying Raijin or even that water dragon jutsu. But still in the war arc, after they were again resurrected, then they were able to get much more powerful and their powers were also seen. Like how was Hashirama able to be one of the most strongest Hokages, because two Hokages were fighting with Hiruzen and still Hiruzen won. This was a little bit of illogical point, and that made first Hokage and the second Hokage look very much unproblematic and looked very much weak to them. But this work arc made everyone being surprised at how much powerful these two were if they were in their prime, not in their controlled Edo Tensei. And the next important thing is the Jubilee. We know that the 10 tails or the Jubilee, whatever you say, is one of the most important part of the Naruto's history, because this was the only guy who was resurrected and which was the only goal of Akatsuki to get. But this Tentel beast was actually the past life of all that other tailed beasts that was not seen in any of the arcs, and that was the most important thing, because knowing that which was the thing that everyone was wishing for and why were they wishing for it, they were also seen. Like literally he could easily overpower every shinobi nations. And even if you talk about that, we could also see that if anyone gets the power of Jubi, how much powerful they can get. Like Madara, who was just even suffering to fight with Hashirama, he was able to defeat Hashirama with only one Rinnegan, whereas having the Jubi with him, he was able to use that Limbo, plus also this powerful Limbo, which was one of the most important assets of the Rinnegan, was also seen in this whole Naruto world. Because in this war arc there was a much more important thing than this, like why is two Rinnegans important and why is one Rinnegan really much more unpowered. And that was shown because here it was seen that there was no way that anyhow one Rinnegan could be literally this less powerful that Jiraiya could even put his faith on a random orphan child when he was walking by. And this showed the real potential if anyone gets the Jubi and the whole Sharingan plus the Rinnegan. And if we talk about the next important is the most important thing, which was only roaming around us, that who was the main villain. Like literally this was looking like very much confusing. At first we needed to look like that Akatsuki was the main villain problem, and yes, it was true, but the leader of Akatsuki was Pain. and he was the real villain, but that was not even true. That proved that Tobi was someone who could still beat pain, and this let us prove that Obito was the real villain. And after that, it proved to us that literally Madara was the real villain. And after that, confusing us to that the real villain was Black Zetsu. But still, it was not even the work of only Black Jutsu's doing. That it was the work of Kaguya's doing was something very much thrilling to be seen. And this plot twist of Naruto is the best plot twist ever I have seen after the plot twists of Death Note. And even if you talk about that, the powers of Naruto and Sasuke, the real powers of the whole god mode pupil, that was also shown in this war arc. Because the Naruto versus Sasuke was a very much debatable thing, like the Mangekyo Sharingan Sasuke versus the Sage Mode Naruto was a very much debatable. Plus, even if you talk about other things like the real power of Naruto, or even the which power that was gotten from Hagoromo, and why Hagoromo is called the six paths of Sage was also known. And Hagoromo was how so much powerful that he was able to create two gods with only giving his powers to both of them, which was only divided. But these both can literally solo this whole verse if there is no Hagoromo or Kaguya, and that makes both of these much powerful. And I think that this is the last important thing I could figure out in this whole video, and I guess that that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. As far as I had said in the first times, that you should subscribe, and if you are still watching, please subscribe to my channel and even press the bell icon and share it to your friends and say them to subscribe. And I think that that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching.